She helped a poor old woman to carry her water. Little did she know. In a quiet part of the city, on a hot afternoon, Sarah walked down a dusty street with her friend, Oliver. Sarah's clothes were old and tattered, her face tired, and her hope was fading. She had no family left and was desperate for a job. Oliver, a young man full of ideas, assured her, "Don't worry, I know the manager. Just follow me." But as they walked, they saw an elderly woman ahead of them, struggling to carry a heavy bucket of water. She was frail, her legs shaking. Sarah's heart ached, but Oliver was in a hurry. "We're already late," he grumbled. "Let's go." Sarah hesitated. "What if she falls?" she asked softly. But Oliver just shook his head. "Not our problem." But Sarah couldn't ignore the woman's suffering. Ignoring Oliver's protests, Sarah walked over to the elderly woman. "Let me help you, ma'am," she offered, bending down to take the heavy bucket from her. The old woman stared at her in surprise, and with a nod, handed it over. As Sarah carried the bucket, the scorching sun seemed to retreat behind clouds. Something unusual filled the air, an odd sense of anticipation. They followed the old woman to her modest house, where she asked Sarah to leave the bucket by a small tree in her yard. Sarah, still catching her breath, was about to leave when the woman called her back. "Please, wait," she said, her voice calm but firm. "There's something for you." The old woman handed Sarah a small native pot. "Bring it to me," she instructed. Sarah obeyed, her curiosity piqued. She handed the pot to the old woman, who slowly unwrapped it, revealing a shining gold bar. "Take this," the woman said. "Keep it for 7 days. After that, you may sell it. Use the money to change your life." Sarah was speechless, her hands shaking, as she accepted the gold. She fell to her knees in gratitude, her voice filled with emotion. "I only helped because it was the right thing to do. Thank you." The old woman smiled gently. "Your kindness will open doors," she said. "Now go." With the gold in her hand, Sarah's heart raced as she walked back home, her mind racing. She couldn't wait to tell Oliver, but when she saw him, things didn't go as she expected. He didn't congratulate her. Instead, he scolded her for helping the old woman, claiming she had thrown away the job opportunity. Sarah, still holding the gold, tried to explain, but Oliver wasn't listening. He was only interested in his own ambitions. "I thought you wanted a better life," he snapped. "You let this woman waste your time." Determined to prove herself, Sarah showed Oliver the gold. His eyes widened with disbelief. "Where did you get this?" he asked suspiciously. "The old woman gave it to me," Sarah explained. "She said it was a reward for my kindness." Oliver, however, didn't believe her. "An old woman gave you gold, just like that?" he asked. "Something's off." The following day, Oliver couldn't shake his suspicion. He went to the old woman's house to find out more. After waiting for days, he finally saw her again. He helped her carry a bucket of water into her house and made up a story about his sick father, hoping to gain her trust. When he entered her house, his eyes fell on a pot full of gold bars. "Take this one," the woman said, giving him a single bar. "But you must keep it for 7 days." As Oliver left, greed started creeping in. He couldn't resist. He took more bars, when the old woman wasn't looking, and hid them under his shirt. But when he returned the pot, he lied to her, claiming he hadn't touched anything. However, the woman knew. "You didn't take anything, right?" she asked, her eyes fixed on him. Oliver, filled with guilt, claimed he hadn't touched it. Days later, Oliver's behavior began to change. He walked around town, muttering to himself, laughing uncontrollably, and talking about the gold as though it was alive. People noticed, whispering that something was wrong with him. One afternoon, Sarah saw him on the street, disheveled and mad. He was laughing at nothing, speaking about gold and the sky falling. "Jasper, is that you?" she asked, horrified. Oliver turned and tried to walk away, but Sarah grabbed him. "Stop! Tell me what happened," Oliver mumbled. "The gold. It's talking to me," before laughing maniacally. Sarah knew something was horribly wrong. Desperate for answers, Sarah took Oliver to the old woman. When the woman saw him, she didn't speak at first. But after hearing Sarah's plea, she finally said, "Greed brought this upon you." The woman explained that the gold wasn't hers. It belonged to a spirit, and Oliver had stolen it. That's why he had lost his mind. "Greed took control of you," the old woman said, shaking her head. "I cannot help you unless you truly repent." Oliver fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness. "I didn't know," he pleaded. "I thought it was just gold." The old woman, seeing Sarah's genuine heart, decided to help. She placed her hand on Oliver's chest, and after a moment, he fell to the ground, unconscious. When he awoke, his mind was clear. He apologized, realizing his mistake. The old woman, seeing Sarah's kindness, told her, "Tomorrow is the 7th day. Use the gold wisely." Sarah, holding back tears, thanked the woman. "I will," she said. As Sarah walked away with Oliver, she realized that kindness had truly changed her life. Not just her life, but Oliver's too. Greed had brought him madness, but love and redemption had brought him back. The moral of the story? Kindness opens doors that greed will never unlock. And sometimes the right choices lead to a life beyond what we could have ever imagined.